In Home Alone 1, Kevin is already savage. But his traps aren't necessarily likely to send anyone to the morgue. Some of them are even cute. In Home Alone 2, Kevin is completely unhinged, and the wet bandits, now the sticky bandits, should have been leaving his little house of horrors in body bags. In Home Alone 1, the wet bandits came to Kevin and invaded Kevin's house and endangered him, so Kevin is defending himself.
This is my house. I have to defend it.
In Home Alone 2, Kevin goes full vigilante Batman style, aka operating with zero regard for brutality in pursuit of his own brand of justice.
Dobby never meant to kill. Dobby only meant to maim or seriously injure.
Skipping past the first part of the movie, where a lot of misfortunes and general incompetence and negligence conspire to send Kevin to New York by himself.
We have to close up here. They're ready to go.
He dropped his boarding pass.
Are you sure your family's on this flight?
Yeah.
Okay, board him.
While his family ends up on their previously scheduled holiday in Florida, and also skipping the section where Kevin plays New York tourist and bills his expenses to his dad's credit card.
My family's in Florida. I'm in New York. This is a vacation.
We get to the unhinged part where Kevin discovers the sticky bandits have a plan to rob a toy shop on Christmas Eve. So naturally, he takes matters into his own hands and sets out to catch the sticky bandits by setting a trap for them and luring them to his uncle's house for no real reason, considering he could have just called the cops and tipped them off to the robbery at the toy shop in the first place. But that's not as fun, so the script gives the sticky bandits some Superman-level plot armour to stop the movie becoming part 2 of Kevin's origin story as a murderer, because clearly over the course of the year, Kevin has experienced a lot of growth and has leveled up as a maniacal mastermind. Kevin first of all sets up some circus-style seesaw contraption outside the toy shop because why not? It's obviously a brilliant idea to antagonise criminals who already have a reason to want to kill you. The seesaw definitely should not have been able to launch Harry as high as it did, but even if it had, with Harry crashing onto the car like that, he should have suffered some sort of injury, even possibly broken his back, his neck, or any other bone, but he's fine, and that's just a warm-up for his plot armour.
Where'd he go?
After chasing Kevin, the sticky bandits arrive at Kevin's uncle's house, which is undergoing renovations, which is great for Kevin because it means there's a ton of sharp, heavy, and dangerous objects lying around for him to weaponize. And Kevin loves to enact schemes that are likely to result in major bodily harm and or possible death for either or all parties, so everything is working out great for him. Kevin's opening gambit is to straight up throw 4 bricks at the sticky bandits, all of which hit Marv in the head and absolutely should have killed him. But thanks to the aforementioned super strength plot armour, he only gets a bit woozy and doesn't even pass out. Miraculously not dead Marv then triggers a nail gun trap trying to get in the door. He finally manages to enter the house, only to fall through a hole in the floor and crash land in the basement. But again, plot armour means Marv is fine.
Wow.
Looking for another entry to the house, Harry meanwhile gets a bag of tools dropped on his head. Marv then crashes into the paint shelf, causing the whole shelf and numerous tins of paint to come crashing down on him, several of which he must have taken to the head, but the villains in this movie apparently have invincible skulls, so it's fine. Marv's great night continues with electrocution, with Kevin just casually sitting in the corner watching and turning up the voltage, which isn't psychopathic behaviour at all. It gets to the point Marv's skeleton becomes visible, but Marv just shakes it off. Meanwhile, Harry's head gets lit on fire again, because Kevin's a firebug. And then, to put it out, Harry sticks his head in the toilet bowl that Kevin has diabolically filled with so much kerosene, it causes an explosion visible from the outside. If the explosion was that big, Harry should be dead. Of course, he's not. Back down in the basement, Marv's alive to take a 100-pound bag of concrete to the head. Somehow Harry and Marv are both still conscious and still walking, and they try to get to Kevin, who is teasing them from the floor above, only to get smashed in the face by a metal pipe that Kevin has rigged up to swing down the staircase video game style. The bandits then fall 2 floors, and again there's nothing to suggest organ damage or bone breakage, only for Kevin, who clearly doesn't like to do things by halves, to cut the ropes holding the pipe in place. The pipe falls, and with the momentum gained from a 2-story drop, crashes into the sticky bandits again. They should definitely be irrevocably dead by now, but no. They survive only to get smashed by a door and a heavy metal toolbox rolling down the stairs, and are amazingly capable of fixing their own broken noses because the movie already knows how insane this plot is, so why not at this stage?
Yes!
Kevin then escapes them again, so the bandits chase him up to the roof, but Kevin has made it out and is down on the footpath outside, so the bandits have the brilliant idea to start climbing down the conveniently placed rope that Kevin has clearly left for their use and is clearly a trap. But they're idiots and it's a kids' movie, so they climb down anyway. Kevin, continuing to stay true to character as a pyromaniac, has doused the rope in kerosene and proceeds to light it up, so the sticky bandits fall 3 stories, then crash through some wood scaffolding to fall another floor, and then get smashed in the head again by more paint tins. It's okay though, the script calls for none of that to be lethal to them, so they live to chase Kevin into Central Park, where a patch of ice takes Kevin down. The sticky bandits capture him, Harry pulls a gun on Kevin, but this time it's Kevin's plot armour kicking in, manifesting with the appearance of his friend, the Pigeon Lady.
Let him go!
Harry then tries to shoot the Pigeon Lady, but now her plot armour kicks in, happening ironically by the way of Harry's sticky fingers being too sticky for him to pull the trigger, even though the trigger is right there and his finger is practically on top of it already.
I'm trying to shoot her!
But he fails to fire the gun. The Pigeon Lady covers the bandits in birdseed, because that's obviously a great defense against the man with a gun. The pigeons save the day, Kevin sets off fireworks to attract the police to their location, and the sticky bandits are taken into custody again.
You guys should have started earlier. The prisoners have already exchanged gifts.
So in the end, everyone lives and plot armor protects Christopher Columbus from needing to worry about trying to give a happy ending to a kid's Christmas story where Kevin spends Christmas Day in a police station because he's a psychopath and has 2 dead bodies on his hands.
Merry Christmas!